how do we leverage the power of this DataOps suite for APCD submissions, which is nothing but an all payers claims database, right? A couple of thoughts that come to my mind, right? When you're talking of Atul Bhutte, who is from Stanford, he said, hiding within those mounds of data is knowledge that could change the life of a patient or change the world. And all of you are aware that APCD, one of the major requirement or the need for APCD is to see how do we get the data across in improving the patient healthcare system and also tracking out things for us. The second is when you have a data, I kind of have to be a master of cleaning, extracting, and trusting my data before I do anything, right? So that is where Data Ops Suite comes into the picture. We're not talking about cleaning of data, but we are going to compare data, validate data, reconcile data, so that you have a trusted data that you can actually submit. This is for the people who don't come from an APCD industry or probably are just getting into the APCD part of it. This all-payer claims database, it actually collects data on health insurance, both from public and private insurance plans in the US, and it is done by every state. Now, the APCD, the last that when I looked at, is there in 25 states. Some of them are probably in the place of implementation, 18 are complete. And it is a mandatory for every health insurance company to go ahead and submit that data. But there is a variation in the data request processes across all the states. There is a variation in not only the data request process, the data layout, right? While there is a common data layout that is being discussed, APCDs and the nodal organizations, like we are a part of NADO, which is a nodal organizations helping out on APCDs and helping out on the common data layout. So we have an early view into what are the changes that are happening. While that is there, still every state has its own rules and sets. Now, coming on to this, when monthly reporting by all payers to all states, that is, suppose you say 25 states, and every time you have a 150 plus rules in some of the reports, you just imagine what is the size, complexity, and criticality of the data. Added to it, that there is a regulatory requirement that the data has to be 100% or probably within the confidence levels for submission. So any wrong submissions also can attract a penalty, but that is not the point here. So what are the challenges in these submissions? Because of the complex compliance requirements, where everything, right from data duplicity, what should be the length of a data, how should a data be reflected, multiple states having different submission requirements. And at the same time, in order to harmonize across the states, the CDL keeps changing, the common data layout keeps changing. So for every individual insurance provider, when they have to submit a data, they have to keep a track on the changes, they keep a track on the submission requirements and validate it back. And if you do it manually to adhere to these complex requirements, there is a high risk of errors. People do it. I've heard of cases where people have submitted, the APCDs in the states actually look at it, then they go back, then they have to negotiate it, understand what it is, correct it, right? So there is a lot of operational inefficiencies that creep into the thing. Other one, when you have more and more states getting added into APCD, there is an issue of scaling, because more the number of states, more the volume, more the number of rules, and more the differences that you have to manage. And this data is coming from three different things. It's from the pharmacy claims, from the dental claims, from the medical claims. So it's a diverse data. And how is the data integrated? So the easiest thing what people do is take the files, put the files through, you have manually looking at it, validating it. You build the rules over a period of time and see to it that everything is right and corrected.
Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions? Please reach us. Contact@datagaps.com.